NBA Dunk Contest did not disappoint. This year's NBA Dunk Contest took us on an emotional roller coaster, from facepalms in the first round to pure euphoria in the finals. Sure, there were no superstar names in the lineup, but that didn't stop a couple of elite athletes from making history.
What's up everybody, I'm Smoove and today we'll watch and analyze 2025 NBA Dunk Contest.
The NBA All-Star Weekend returns to the Bay. After 25 years, All-Star Weekend is back in the Bay Area. In 2025, the event took place in San Francisco, while in 2000 it was hosted in Oakland. Legendary weekend that gave us Shaq and Tim Duncan sharing All-Star MVP honors, Jason Williams' iconic elbow pass, and of course Vince Carter redefining dunk contests forever. A special Saturday night segment was dedicated to Carter's legendary performance, featuring Kenny Smith, Shaq, T-Mac, and Donovan Mitchell, 2018 dunk contest champion, all discussing how Vincenity changed the game. Then Vince himself stepped onto the court, sending chills through the arena as the crowd erupted. I was secretly hoping he'd grab a ball and throw down one last dunk, but unfortunately that moment never came. Fun fact, before the contest, Shaq jokingly offered Vince $200 million if he would pull off his 360 windmill again. Carter's response: "Where's the nearest hospital?" Meet the dunk contest judges. Jesser, the biggest basketball YouTuber in the world, 25 million subscribers. He represents the fan vote, displaying the average score from the online voters. This is not the first time the NBA did this. In 2002, a 14-year-old fan, Chase Thompson, had the same role. Baron Davis, two-time NBA All-Star, 2001 dunk contest participant, and a key player on the legendary We Believe Warriors. Kevin Garnett, wearing a Bill Russell USF hoodie. He's a 15-time All-Star, NBA champion, NBA MVP, All-Star Game MVP, Hall of Famer, and the guy who genuinely loved the 2000 NBA Dunk Contest. Tracy McGrady, 7-time All-Star, Hall of Famer, and a participant in the legendary 2000 Dunk Contest. Jason Richardson, 2 times NBA Dunk Contest champion, should have been 3 times but lost to himself, and just like Baron Davis, a former We Believe Warrior. Getting to know the participants. The first dunker is Stephon Castle from the San Antonio Spurs, 20 years old, 6'6". His max vertical leap is 37 inches, averaging 13 points, 3 rebounds and 3 assists per game. MVP of the Rising Stars game the night before. A new rule this year: each participant dunks immediately after being introduced. There was no warm-up on the main court. Players have 3 different balls to choose from, 3 attempts and 1.5 minutes to complete their dunk. Everyone will have 2 dunks in the first round and 2 more in the final.
You gotta factor nerves. That's a nice start. I've seen that before.
Castle goes for a 360 windmill, or rather a 180 if we're being picky. A well-executed, powerful dunk. No questions about the finish, but the choice of dunk is debatable. This is a basic move that no longer impresses in the NBA. Jaylen Brown did it last year, before him it was Ricky Davis, Kenny Walker and many others. Zion Williamson even does it in games, so the score is expected to be decent but not very high. The fan vote gives him 46, 47 from T-Mac and Jay Rich, and 48 from Davis and KG. Final average 47.2. The scoring system is out of 10, but it starts from 40, so the scores look better. This also gives judges more freedom to give 7s, because 47 sounds much better than just 7. The second contestant is Matas Buzelis from the Chicago Bulls. 20 years old, 6'10". His max vertical is 38 inches, averages 6.5 points and 3 rebounds per game. Also played in the Rising Stars game. It's really unfortunate that these guys don't get any warm-up time at all. Yes, they've practiced here before, but the atmosphere is completely different and just a couple of minutes on the court would boost their confidence. You might think players don't see what their opponents are doing, similar to a round in Dunk League where a contestant had no clue about previous dunks. But I was at the rehearsal, playing the role of Matas by the way, and from the waiting area you can see the big screen clearly, so everyone knows all the dunks and scores. Buzelis chooses the blue ball and checks its bounce. He steps deep behind the baseline, almost into the crowd.
TNT Slam Dunk Champ, scan the QR code. Oh, okay, I like that.
He attempts a dribble win with a slight rotation. Obi Toppin did a variation of this in 2021, so it's not new to NBA dunk contests, but it's still a nice dunk to see.
What's there?
First attempt, not even close. He loses control of the ball midair.
And I feel like that's important.
He has 2 more attempts here. Oh, he got this. He got this. Go ahead, young fella.
Second attempt, bad bounce. The ball flies too far forward, making it harder to handle.
Get this young fella. That's it.
Now here.
Third attempt, closer but still a miss. The ball hits the front rim and rolls off. You can see the frustration on his face.
Guys, there you go.
Harder, at least that got up.
Yeah, but see now.
Technically speaking, his angle of approach, height, wingspan and vertical leap should make this dunk incredibly easy if executed properly. I used to do this dunk from the corner, which required a full 180-degree turn in the air. Here the body rotation is minimal, so it was simply bad luck. Minimum possible score, 40. Before Buzelis, Rudy Fernandez, Serge Ibaka and Giannis Antetokounmpo represented Europe and dunk contest, but none were able to seriously contend for the title. The third contestant is Andre Jackson Jr. from the Milwaukee Bucks, 23 years old, 6'6". His listed max vertical is 37 inches, but some sources claim 39 inches. Averages 4 points and 3 rebounds in 17 minutes per game. He also picks the blue ball, which by the way has the best grip of the three.
In a stage environment like
Look how fast he's going. It's going to be great. Oh, he slipped.
First attempt, 360 windmill in Carter's style, but a miss. He wanted to start just like Vince, but slipped a little on takeoff.
Broken into the still a little slippery. He switched up. He switched up.
Oh, yes, he did.
Oh.
Wait, what's happening? He's already switching dunks?
2 attempts left.
Bad pass to the right, and he misses a simple one-handed dunk. This is shocking, considering he was invited because of his insane putback dunk earlier in the season. No one understands what's happening. Basic one-handed windmill of 1 foot, but another miss. The crowd starts booing.
There you go. Just make it. And at the end of the day, it's
Soft two-handed windmill. Didn't show his hops or creativity. This dunk wouldn't have been competitive in any era of the NBA. Maybe in 1977 during the experimental NBA dunk contest that lasted an entire season, but never in a real competition. As a person, I understand the pressure and nerves. But as a fan, I just wanted to walk out of the arena. This was embarrassing. Out of the first 3 contestants, only Castle had a solid dunk. Andre thanks Baron Davis for a very generous 46 points, final score 43.8. And the fourth participant is Mike McClung from the Orlando Magic, 26 years old, 6'2", a man aiming to make history as the first to win 3 dunk contests in a row. His max vert 43 inches. I was surprised to see him in an Orlando Magic jersey instead of his usual G League uniform, but as it turns out, he actually played 1 NBA game this season, logging 5 minutes during which he recorded 2 assists and 1 rebound. McClung ran out with his own personal ball, a very smart move. He'll be dunking with the ball he's familiar with and has practiced with the entire time. Chuck from TFB, also known as the NBA dunk coach, hands McClung a set of car keys. And to everyone's surprise, a car drives onto the court right in the first round on his first dunk. The setup took quite a bit of time, but in the arena it didn't feel like a delay. Everyone was on the edge of their seats, anticipating what was coming next. It was already clear that this wouldn't be a Griffin-style dunk over the hood.
You see everyone standing down.
drama.
His first takeoff attempt wasn't clean. He couldn't push off the ball properly. And if his right foot hadn't landed on the roof to regain balance, he would have taken a serious fall from a considerable height. The commentators blamed the assistant for holding the ball too low, saying it should be positioned higher. But they clearly didn't understand the purpose of the setup.
Gotta catch it first.
Oh my gosh!
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Matt. He said, I'm here. He said, I'm here.
And what can I say? Chase Center absolutely erupted. A pure endorphin rush, an unforgettable moment. McClung, just like Vince Carter 25 years ago, completely shut down the contest with his first dunk. Nothing can top a double-up X over a car. Who's even going to remember Blake Griffin now? McClung began preparing for this content immediately after winning last year's, because he was disappointed with his own performance and wanted to come back with an insane new arsenal of dunks. He thanked Isaiah Rivera for helping him prepare for jumping over a car. Of course, there was a strong push-off, but when it comes to dunking over a car with the roof, we can't nitpick too much. Supreme confidence and a ridiculous vertical are absolutely necessary for a dunk like this. There have been flawless execution of car dunks, like Myri Bowden, aka Remix, and Dunk King. All 5 judges give him a perfect 50. There was no other possible outcome. Now Matas Buzelis, as the lowest scorer from the first round, prepares for his second dunk. Chase Skinkis, a former pro dunker and now assistant dunk coach, is ready to throw the lob off the side of the backboard.
Left. best available right now. He could do between the legs. This could be a windmill.
That was a disappointment.
A reverse two-handed windmill of the side of the backboard. A very solid and fairly difficult dunk, but there are a couple of issues. First, imagine how tough it is to go right after McClung. No matter how good your dunk is, it's going to look weak in comparison to jumping over a car. Second, the finish. The ball rolled in over the front rim, more like a hard layup than a dunk. In practice, he was able to throw it down with more power, but this particular dunk is tough to finish with authority. Maybe if Matas had gone for a windmill or ease bay of the backboard from the opposite side, it would have been a better choice. It would have showcased his wingspan and allowed him to slam the ball at the peak of his jump, rather than pushing it in while coming down. 3 47s and 2 48s. Final average 47.4, a fair and reasonable score. Jackson is up next, and once again he hands the ball to Chase for a backboard lob from the same side. I see this as a big negative. Two participants in a row starting identically. There should be more variety in preparation.
Choice is ready to go.
He attempts a 360 one-handed pump of the side, Rafa Lipinski style. The same dunk, but with a different plant and rotation direction, has already been done in the NBA by Terrence Ross.
You're more late. Yeah, now he's late.
His second attempt is a complete miss, but that's one on a passer. Chase threw the lob way too late. This doesn't count as an official attempt.
The pass is bad. That's a better pass. Now, at this point,
This time the pass was decent, maybe a bit too hard, but Jackson wasn't even close to completing the dunk.
There you go. Get one down. I'm not mad.
He finally goes for a 1-foot takeoff, one-handed windmill. Not very good. But at this point, Andre just wanted to make something, anything go in, rather than living empty-handed. Interestingly, both of his dunks tonight started with 2-foot takeoffs, but when things didn't work out, he switched to his stronger 1-foot jumping style. He later admitted in an interview that he's naturally a 1-foot jumper and could have pulled off something no one else could replicate if he had just played to his strengths from the start. So why didn't he? Why waste time on 2-foot dunks when his biggest strength is with 1 foot? Maybe he was saving his best for the final, but now he's not making the final and we'll never know what he was truly capable of. 44-44, 45, 46-46. Average 45. That's basically 5 out of 10. He's the clear underdog tonight, and regardless of the score, there is no scenario when he should be advancing. He's currently in the lead on the scoreboard, but 2 more guys are still up, and they're not planning on missing their dunks. Chase is up again, this time lobbing for Stephon Castle. At this moment, people in the crowd start asking each other, who even is this guy throwing the lobs? Was there really no one better available? Even Kenny Smith jokes, what, Chris Paul wasn't around? Implying that CP3 would deliver a much better pass.
Is Chris Paul not in the building? Oh, that's nice though. That is nice though.
and let me tell you what I like about it. He caught it.
A two-handed reverse windmill off the backboard. There is a big advantage to this dunk. It went in on the first attempt. After watching two guys struggle, Stephon stands out immediately, even though pro dunkers might consider it a basic dunk. But it all depends on how you execute it. Eric Bledsoe got a perfect 10 for the same dunk in 2013, and rightfully so. Castle elevated high, got his head at the rim, and threw it down clean and powerful. He should definitely expect a solid score. And about Chris Paul versus Chase, that's just a misconception. If you've dunked 1,000 different ways, you know exactly where, how, and with what force to throw the ball for the perfect setup. NBA players don't worry about that, so it's not even certain that Chris Paul or Jason Kidd would throw a better lob than some street dude who's been doing this his whole life. Tracy McGrady in the crowd, 47, Jay Rich and KG, 48, Baron Davis, 49. 47.8. It doesn't matter, he's in the final no matter what. But in my opinion, a flat 48 would have been better. McClung only needs 38.9 to advance to the final. If Matas got 40 for a miss, then Mac's already in. But he didn't come here to play it safe, he came to dominate.
On the back.
It's McClung.
Yep.
Oh, man. Come on, bro. Let's just see what...
Double up X, 180 degrees, two hands. Once again, complete shock. It's deja vu from 2023 when people had no words to describe their reaction. This is a pro dunker's dunk, executed perfectly. Lipinski pulled off the exact same move in FIBA dunk contests recently. Visually flawless. Insane hang time, fast, smooth rotation, powerful finish. But the push-off was massive. McClung pushed off the ball on liftoff and kept pressing through the entire jump, giving himself some extra inches. Funny enough, Vince Carter, commenting live, praised McClung's patience, saying, "Look at him, he takes the ball, he waits, and then boom, spins and slams it." Even Kevin Harlan wondered if the assistant was acting as a launch pad, to which Kenny Smith immediately shut him down, saying that wouldn't help him jump higher. Well, Kenny, I've got bad news for you. All 50s. In the heat of the moment, lost in the hype, I completely agreed with the score sitting in the stands. But now, watching the replay and analyzing it critically, I would have deducted a few points for such an obvious cheat code. Still, his competitors weren't even close, so whether he used the boost or not, his finals appearance is 100% justified. McClung and Stephon Castle in the final. Mac admits that he actually gets really nervous on the court, but the support from the fans helps him stay focused and execute his boldest ideas. Castle, on the other hand, simply stated that he had saved his best dunks for the final and was hoping for high scores from the judges. Stephon is aiming for the first ever dunk contest title for the San Antonio Spurs, while Mac is chasing history, becoming the first to achieve the three-peat. Castle is up first in the final round. Chuck from TFB standing under the hoop.
Right now. There you go.
The timing is slightly off. I'd say he could have jumped anyway since the placement was perfect, but it looks like Stephon needs the ball to be a little lower at the moment of takeoff. Wow, an ease by reverse while grabbing the ball out of the net. Chuck has plenty of experience assisting on dunks, dating back to the Guy Dupuis era.
Get up, young fella. You can't make that shot. Are you kidding me?
Because he's going too fast. See what I'm saying?
This is tough, but doable. The number of attempts is obviously working against Castle, but this combination is incredibly difficult. Chuck needs to toss it so the ball drops straight down, rather than drifting slightly to the side like it did here.
NBA never ball is going straight through. Oh no, he can do it.
That was an amazing attempt. As I said, when the ball drops straight down, the dunker can focus solely on vertical explosion instead of adjusting mid-air for a difficult pass.
I just think I love it! Taking his...
I officially declare this one of the most difficult and greatest dunks in the NBA contest history, and definitely the hardest dunk of the contest. I don't care about the attempts because pulling off this move on the first try would be pure luck. There are just too many components at play. This is 1,000 times harder than double-ups, where the ball is already set in place and you begin your motion after grabbing it off a stand. I'm thrilled that such a technically advanced dunk was completed in the NBA dunk contest, and that it was almost scored fairly. I would have given it a 50 because I understand just how difficult it was. T-Mac could have remembered his Spurs days and rewarded the guy. 49.6 total. Hard to complain about that score considering the missed attempts. But when your opponent is McClung, you'd really prefer to start with the 50. The professional dunker from the Orlando Magic starts setting up props under the hoop. There is a ladder, an assistant on a hoverboard, and another assistant on the ladder holding the second ball. Kenny Smith rightly points out that these dunks are only possible in a contest, never in a real game. He wonders if McClung has a good in-game dunk arsenal. Well, we've seen some of his best.
As he's spinning! Spin, young man! Oh, no!
A windmill over a spinning assistant and a putback of the second ball sitting on the rim. Crazy. What else is here to say? Everyone is in shock again. My subscribers have seen this dunk many times in pro dunk contests performed by various athletes. I would mention Lepek as he started doing this kind of things over 10 years ago. Then Jordan Kilgannon took it to another level, adding elbow finishes. More recently, David Carlos and Van Ley have executed similar dunks. But what did Mac add? This was a beautiful tribute to Aaron Gordon and his 2016 performance, specifically his scoop dunk of the mascot's hand. The assistant is spinning on the board wearing an Aaron Gordon jersey. It would have been even better if the actual mascot held the second ball over the rim. Regardless, this was enough for a perfect score. 50 from all the judges. We've got a battle in the final. Visually, it may not seem that way, but Mac's dunk wasn't that hard, while Stephon's was insanely difficult. And shout out to Giannis Antetokounmpo for reminding us of his infamous ladder incident. Castle is still in the fight.
Well, this is on his own. No assistance. That was easy. That was easy. Sure was easy.
And I feel like
his second final dunk, a 360 behind the back with his left hand. First attempt. Where's the crowd reaction? Well, that's the thing. Not everything that's difficult looks spectacular. Stephon nailed true in-game dunks, but this particular move didn't appear super flashy. Terence Ross has done a 360 behind the back, and with his technique there is extension and amplitude making the dunk look more explosive. Andrew Wiggins has done 360 behind the backs in warm-ups, and nobody really talked about that. LeBron's pregame dunks get more hype than this. Still, Castle controlled the ball perfectly, even though it wasn't firmly in his hand. I'm really glad he got a 50. He deserved it. Some NBA commentators disagreed, arguing that this dunk wasn't on the same level as Mac's complex multi-ball setup. It's a great debate. How can such a smooth yet relatively simple dunk compete with a 4-prop, 2-ball masterpiece? Mac needs one more 50 to seal it. Under the hoop, he calls a 6'11" Evan Mobley for assistance. To make him even taller, they bring out a small platform. Everyone's asking, why not just use Wembanyama? I think that was the original plan. We even saw Wemby's reaction on the screen. Either he didn't want to participate, or more likely he didn't want to help an opponent since Castle is his Spurs teammate. Wemby already did something similar in France. Mac makes sure the ball is securely resting on Mobley's neck. Interesting detail, he's using a blue ball instead of his own.
When he gets on their feet,
I think he's going to put it behind his back.
first time. Because we couldn't see it, but he
I know, you know what he did. He hit the front of the rim.
Vince Carter immediately understood what had happened, but the crowd didn't react at first. Then came the slow motion replay and the arena erupted. Double tap of the front rim, plus two-hand slam, head above the hoop. Something similar to his 2023 opener. But then the tap was off the backboard. Now it's a whole new level, all tens. McClung beats Castle by just 0.4 points. First ever three-peat in NBA dunk contest history. Will he return? Mac hinted that this might be his last contest, but if the NBA pushes hard enough, he might reconsider. Twitter comments were very interesting. Ja Morant is thinking about joining next year, Aaron Gordon still got something special left, and Zach LaVine might run it back. Giannis will be ready too. Imagine Zion instead of Giannis, a true dream team. Interesting stats. McClung has 3 NBA dunk contest titles and only 5 NBA games played. He's won 3 dunk contest titles but only has 2 dunks in actual games. He has earned more money from dunk contest victories than from his entire playing career. We hope he gets a chance to showcase himself as a player. We're all grateful for him saving the dunk contest for the 3rd consecutive year. Mac is a humble, good guy and we wish him nothing but success. We also want to see him in a real NBA game more often.
Let me know your thoughts about this year's dunk contest. What was your favorite dunk? Let me know in the comments. Please like, subscribe and see you soon in the next videos.